Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lauren, and welcome to Vlogmas. It's the first video of the year. For Vlogmas, it's December the 1st and it is so exciting. In today's video, I just wanted to sit down with you and discuss some hacks for the festive period. Now, personally, I absolutely love Christmas. It's one of my favourite times of the year. Having said that, I'm not hosting Christmas this year and actually never have. So it is a little bit more relaxing for me, you know, being cooked for. However, there are some people find the festive period really stressful. You know, we're doing a lot, we're going to a lot of places, we're trying to organise a lot of things, make sure everybody's fed, make sure you've seen everybody, visited all of the family members, you know, all of those things, and it can be just a little bit overwhelming. We're out of our usual routine, and sometimes we just need a few hacks just to help us get by. And I do these things a lot, actually, and I find the festive period really enjoyable. So if you can put some of these hacks and little changes into your routine, just see how they go, and see if it does help to make that festive period a little bit less stressful. So, going straight in with our first one, and this one may seem obvious, but it's just about decluttering. So whether you've got children or not, if you are expecting presents over the Christmas period, you want space to put them. So you don't want to get to Christmas night and having opened all of your presents and they are laid out on probably the living room floor where you first opened them, and you're thinking, where on earth am I going to put all of those things? I mean, how lucky are you to have that many presents that you don't even know where to put them? But start on the right foot and declutter first. So I always like to make a little gap in my wardrobe, selling my clothes on Vinted, or even taking them to the charity shop. If you've got children, have them go through their toys if they're sort of the age that they can do that, and just decide what things they don't want to play with anymore, or they just don't use, they've grown a bit big for, and just clear them out of the house. As I say, charity shops, Vinted, get them sold, Facebook Marketplace, and make room in the house so that as soon as you get those presents, you know exactly where they're going. And yes, crafters, sewists, I'm talking to you as well. Get in that craft room, clear out that fabric, the stuff that you're just not going to use, sell it, send it to the charity shop, give it to a friend who you know does want it and has been eyeing it up since the day you bought it, and just make that space to just make that decision of putting things away a little bit easier. And on that note, one of the things that my family do that maybe it's a sign of being a little bit over the top, but we spread out our presents over a few days, particularly for the children. Now, they will tend to get their presents off their parents on Christmas morning, and obviously Santa, who visits if they've been very good. And that tends to be it for their presents on Christmas Day. They will then have maybe a few more presents from visitors or from me, their auntie, on Boxing Day, and then a few days later when they get together with different family members, or maybe the other side of the family, they will then open those presents then. And it may sound really simple, but one of the things that we found is children just get really overwhelmed by presents, particularly over the festive season. You know, there's this huge build up, it's at least a month sometimes, and then they get bombarded with all of these presents and they haven't got time to play with them all or enjoy them, because by the time they've opened one, they're opening the next, and you know, it's just very chaotic, and there is no harm in slowing it down. So yeah, that's one of the things that we found the children cope a lot better with opening presents, having a chance to play with their presents before, you know, a few days later they get some more, which I think is just lovely. It spreads out that festive season, because otherwise if all of those presents are there on Christmas morning, they've opened them within sort of 20 minutes and that's it. Kind of the excitement is over then. And my parents did it with me when I was growing up. I would have a few presents in the morning and then we'd stop, we'd go and visit family, we'd come back, we'd maybe be able to open one more before dinner, you know, and then maybe my grandparents came over so I'd be able to open one after dinner. It's all of those sort of things, and it just really elongated Christmas and made it feel like you had a lot more presents than what you did. and you could really reflect on all of those presents when you had them. Yeah, it's something that I'm quite passionate about, actually. I think it works really, really well in my experience. And moving on to another one is saying no. And this, I really don't want this to sound like a dampener of a video at all, because none of it is negative, but actually sometimes there is a real power in saying no, and it might be, you know, people asking you if you're drinking at an event and you don't want to, just no, I'm not. And it could be, you know, people invite you over, but it's not at a convenient time. You've got something else going on. You really wanted to do, you know, XYZ, prep your dinner for, I don't know, New Year's Eve, you know, all of those kind of things. And there really is a power in saying no. And, you know, you can decline politely, but it's just going to stop you. If you get asked to do something and you feel obliged to say yes, realistically you may not enjoy that event, and you may not want to go, and you may begrudge it. Obviously that's not always the case, and sometimes you think, oh, I wasn't going to do that and I'm really glad that I did. So I think just judge it and call it based on your own sort of experience and opinion on it, but your gut feeling, I think, will really tell you. And there is just a lot going on around the festive period, and you can't be expected to go to everything. You can get completely burnt out. It's particularly the parents, I think, but I don't have children. I'm exactly the same. I can just get totally overwhelmed by all of the Christmas plans. Everybody wants to cram everything into December, and actually it might be that some friends want to get together before Christmas, you just don't have time, and you say, do you know, guys, actually let's look at doing something at the end of January, because everybody spends all of their money in December on presents, so you wait until the end of January when you get paid again, and actually it gives you something else to look forward to at the beginning of the year. There's no harm in spreading it out whatsoever. One of my next tips is, and this is going to sound very cliche, but there is a reason for it, and it may not be what you think. So it's shop local. And that isn't just to support local businesses, although I think it's absolutely fantastic to do so, and I do so as much as I can, particularly around the festive period. I think it's so lovely to be able to support those businesses, give them that extra income, and, you know, help them to provide that Christmas for their family that they really want to. However, one of the other reasons that shopping local is so fantastic around Christmas time is because their shops tend to be an awful lot quieter. If you have a local greengrocers, you're lucky enough to have one, or a small farm shop, go there for your vegetables. I promise you that there will not be the battle to get into the car park like there are with the superstores. People aren't crashing into you with trolleys and totally stressed out. It's so much quieter and so much calmer. Obviously, we want local businesses to be an awful lot busier than what they are. But yeah, that's a little tip from me. And it's not just the greengrocers, it's gift shops. Go visit your local gift shop. They are going to be so happy to see you. They have the quirkiest items. And yeah, as I say, they are just so much quieter. And not having that crazed shopping experience where you've got hundreds of people in one store all trying to do the same thing at the same time, it's just not going to heighten that sort of stress and anxiety as much as just shopping local. It's calm. You usually have a little chat with the store owner, and yeah, it's just so much more of a better shopping experience than the superstores can be. The next one, again, is just discussing not buying presents with some people. You know, there may be some people that they buy you a £30 gift card, you buy them a £30 gift card, or, you know, you buy them a bottle of wine, they buy you a bottle of wine every single year. Just have that conversation with them, because I can guarantee you that there are people who will not mind at all taking one present off their list that they don't need to buy this year. And again, I'm really conscious that I don't want this video to sound negative at all, but it's such a stress reliever to just have less people to buy for. I have about 2 people that I need to buy presents for this year, and it's just such a stress relief. I buy an experience for certain people, so my niece and nephew, I usually buy an experience for them. It's usually pantomime tickets, so that not only provides them with a present that I don't actually need to go out and buy, I just order it online at my local theatre, but it's not more stuff that my sister needs to put away in the house, and actually it's quality time with them, because once Christmas is over, we go to the pantomime. We have a fantastic time every year, and it's that real quality time that creates memories with them. And then, yeah, just a lot of other people, I've just said to them, you know, do you not want to buy presents anymore? Would you mind if we don't buy presents anymore? And everybody has been welcome to that idea, and it's just less stress. You're not worrying about the cost as much. And yeah, as I say, you're just not exchanging value for value. But having said that, there are people that I would exchange time with. So I may say to them, do you know, let's not buy presents this year. However, let's go out for dinner, and, you know, we'll pay for each other's dinner in January or February, or when we've got time, you know, and you book that in before Christmas and say, let's not do presents, but let's do X. Or it may be that you really enjoy, you know, the theatre, for example, as I say, the pantomime with somebody, and you say, do you know what, let's not do presents this year, but we'll do the pantomime. Or it may be something really as simple as, let's not buy presents for each other this year. However, I agree to babysit for you. I agree to babysit your children for one evening whilst you go out on date night next year. You know, that doesn't cost you anything to babysit their children. You know, maybe the cost of petrol to get there is as simple as that. But it's just a lovely, thoughtful thing for them. They know that they've got that babysitting voucher that they can redeem anytime that they want in the next year when you're free, and it hasn't cost you anything. So it's just thinking about those other things. Or, yeah, I won't go on and on about it, but you kind of get the gist. You can think of things that would suit you in order to just not buy presents. And then another thing that I wanted to come on to, and it is during that festive period, and it's about walking. So just make time, put time aside to walk, whether it's after you've opened your presents on Christmas morning, before lunch is ready, just go out for an hour, or even it may be after you've eaten your lunch on Christmas Day, just go and walk. And don't get me wrong, don't think that this is sort of a fitness thing or a health thing or getting your steps in on Christmas Day. It's not about that at all. It's about getting out of the house, getting some mental clarity and some calm, because particularly for me, if I'm in a house full of people for the whole day and it's very buzzy and the children are running around and the dogs are running around and everybody's chatting and cheering and cooking and blah, you know, it just gets a lot. So you make the most of just stepping outside. It can be with everybody. Take everybody with you and get everybody out of the house and just have that walk. It'll burn the energy off the kids. And it just really supports you mentally to get out and get that low level exercise, just going for a walk, particularly if it's a lovely winter sunny day and it's cold and crisp, and it just gives you that real feel good feeling rather than just being inside all day kind of stuck together. You know what it's like, I don't need to explain it to you, but yeah, just making that a priority every day over the festive season. Even if it isn't for an hour and you're not going hiking up a hill, it's just 20 minutes around the block, and just getting that time is really, really beneficial for you. And then on a slightly similar note, because you would take dogs with you if you were going out for a walk, but it is just a note that I wanted to mention about dogs. And some of you guys may know I am a dog owner myself. I'm very, very passionate about dogs. I love them. They are my favourite thing in the entire world. But it's giving your dog a safe space over Christmas. Now, this one is really, really important to me. My dog is a ex-street dog, although he was only on the street for 3 days after he was born before he was rescued. That's a story for another day. But he's really nervous. It's kind of a memory DNA that they have. They're predisposed to a nervous character a lot of the time. But even if your dog isn't a nervous dog and they're just a hyperactive dog and they absolutely love people and they love being surrounded by them, they still can become very overwhelmed, and the festive period can be just a lot for them. If you think about how much a dog sleeps on a normal day, they're not sleeping that much when they've got all of these people around them who are having a fantastic time. And as I say, the dog may be having a fantastic time as well, but sometimes they just need that quiet space in order to go to and just catch up on that sleep, because they do sleep an awful lot more than us, or they should. And it may be that you crate train your dog. Personally, my dog absolutely loves his crate, and I know some people don't agree with crates, and that's absolutely fine, that's your prerogative. But it may be that you set them up their bed in the utility room instead of being in the living room, and I do that a few days before Christmas as well, so that it's all not a sudden change, and just get them used to having their naps in there, and just giving them that opportunity to have a quiet space to go to. So it's just, you know, you may say to everybody, particularly the children, if the dog is in their crate or the utility room or whatever space it is that you choose to have, please don't disturb them, please don't go in and stroke them, and your dog will just have a much happier time knowing that they have that safe space to go to. They may only go there once a day, they may not go there at all, but for a lot of dogs they will just realise that that is their safe space and they will go to it, and hopefully it will make the festive period even better for your furry friends as well. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you find these hacks useful. I know, as I say, I personally use them myself, and it does make for a much more stress-free festive period. But yeah, give me some ideas down in the comment section below if you have anything else to add on to that, or let me know if you give these a try and they worked. But otherwise, I will see you in my next Vlogmas video tomorrow, and yeah, take care till then. Bye bye.